The theme of Rising of the Moon focuses around the idea of Irish independence and that these revolutionaries are criminalized for wanting Irish independence, but in actual fact, the English and the Irish folks are not that different from each other. So, first, I'm going to look at the costume design. In this, I looked a lot at period piece police uniforms, and I noticed a couple of similarities that were kind of popping up. Got that chin strap that kind of goes around actually under the mouth in a lot of these photos, the woolen black blue uniform, and that belt buckle that's almost like an S. And if you can see in the bottom right, there's this kind of S shape, that hat that goes really high up. We've got the boots and everything, and then I'm guessing the sergeant in the center has those chevrons which are pointing downwards, and so I'm using that for my sergeant design. And I also wanted all of them to have, baton and handcuffs that looked from the period. There's a very stereotypical look that I was going for English people living rough, and I really like this flat cap and the very thick woolen overcoats. I wanted the Ragged Man to have a lot of layers, that I wanted to have that flat cap, and because the Ragged Man has that wig, I wanted him to have this like really rough, curly hair, and in the end, my costume design for the Ragged Man, basically just this photo on the left, worn black boots, ragged jeans with holes in them, the woolen waistcoat and the overcoat are both very distressed, and then the wig under the flat cap that then can be pulled off. For the police sergeant, I wanted him to have those chevrons on his arm to differentiate him from the police officers who don't have those chevrons, but other than that, their costumes are basically identical. They have that emblem on their tall hat, the crown, and kind of like a star image. The audience wouldn't be close enough to really read that number, but the officer number would be on the collar, and then the nightstick hanging from the belt, and then those handcuffs. For the lighting, I really liked the idea of having a lot of fog, and I love these images of street lamps casting this kind of orangey glow around into the fog. That was a big influence for my idea, just a lot of fog and not much light other than that one street lamp. I would want the street lamp to be kind of like the one on the right, except not the three different ones. It'd be more like the one on the bottom left. So then here we have more of the idea of, a lot of the set is just dark, and there's this kind of these little glows of the street lamps kind of offering this little beacon of hope in the darkness. And I also really like this, backdrop. I want to have a cyclorama with the ocean kind of stretching off, and there's the moon hanging over them. I wouldn't have lightning, but I just really liked the ocean in this bottom left image, just going off into, forever. So for the set, I was very much influenced by these cobblestones, these long rows of ships. Really liked that railing in the bottom left and those stairs. I mean, basically that could be my set in the bottom left. And I was thinking about having a big boat, but I thought it would probably distract from the other elements on stage. So my final design, I had that street lamp right next to the stairs, and then we've got the barrel and the cobblestone flooring and that cyclorama and the moon hanging up above them, and there would be, although it's not depicted, there would be ocean, going off into the distance in the cyclorama image. I wanted to set it like this, so that the sergeant could be kind of sitting on the barrel or standing around the barrel, leaning against it, and when the Ragged Man comes in, then the sergeant is in the perfect location to be able to kind of block the way for the Ragged Man. And then even when they're sitting on the barrel, I would have the sergeant sitting closer to the stairs, so that again, there's that idea of that the sergeant is always able to block the way to the stairs until, of course, he lets him go down and go down to the boat.